Hi everyone, I hope you are having a beautiful day. I have something really important to tell you. It's really alarming the amount of digital dementia that we're seeing at the moment, not just among people that we love and care about, but also in our communities. So I read in an really interesting study that it's actually causing signs of dementia in a lot of our communities, and it's what's causing a lot of anxiety and depression. Hi Harry, how you going? So here's the problem with digital dementia, right? We know that we should spend less time on our phones and more time connected with each other, more time in nature, but nobody tells us what we should replace it with. So we know that we're addicted to the phones, but our phones are giving us such a sense of reward. There is dopamine. It's like it's like a casino slot where you're just scrolling and scrolling. So then if we are to intentionally replace our phones with something equally as addictive, we can do that. There is, hi Anma, how are you? We can actually do that. And the good thing is that your body and your brain produces these chemicals. So Dr. Rangan Chatterjee, in his book, he has a whole section called Talking to Strangers. And so we have two types of connections and relationships in our lives. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. The first one is we have these deep, intimate connections with the people that are closest to us. And the second type of interaction that really impacts on happiness are what we call these trivial connections. But they're not so trivial, you see, because what happens is when you go out there and you say hi to Iris at the local grocery shop, when you say hi to Alex at the organic shop, when you say hi to your barista, and you say something nice when the Amazon person or the Australia Post delivery guy gives you your package, then you greet them and you say something nice, it creates this sense of psychological safety. You're telling your brain, that the places that I'm going to and the places that I interact with, these people are safe and I am safe in these places. But also we have these networks these social networks in our brain that tell us if we are essentially investing in these trivial relationships, it's causing us to be happier because we feel like we belong in these communities. So our brain has these natural sociometers that is wiring and affecting our connection. So every time you say thanks and you say something nice to the people that are around you, no matter how trivial it feels, remember that it is actually really significant. The other thing that is really important is that we go to the gyms because we want to look good. We're training our muscles and we're training our brain. And also there are things that you can do to train your mental agility, to train your cognitive agility, to train your sense of developing connection and creating friendships and talking to people. So there was a study that was done where they got two groups of people to catch the train. A group A could do anything that they wanted when they were on the train. They could listen to music, they could knit, they could do whatever. The second group, they had to make friends with a stranger. And the people that were forced and tasked to make friends with a stranger were significantly happier at the end of that train trip. So here's what's happening when you're making friends with people, and essentially we're going to learn these in improv classes. So I am conducting a 7-week improv class that starts in August. And when you're improvising, people don't realize there's these 5 main chemicals that happen. And a lot of these chemicals are replacing what the happiness hormones that you're getting when you're on your phone. Here's the first one, endorphins. Endorphins are natural painkillers, and they're also mood enhancers. You're going to be connecting with a bunch of people. We're going to be having fun and playing games. You're going to get a huge boost of endorphins. Dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical that's produced for reward and an accomplishment. It's when you strive for something and then someone says that was really good, and they give you a genuine sense of feeling good that you did those things. So you're going to get dopamine. Adrenaline, that's associated with risk taking. It also creates alertness. It's excitement. That we buy adrenaline vouchers, but adrenaline also happens when all of a sudden you're being called upon to do this task, and you feel excited and it's spontaneous. You are engaged in this sense of awe. So you're going to be getting adrenaline in an improv class. Here's another really big one. and it's oxytocin. So oxytocin is the bonding hormone, and we get that when there is collaboration and trust, and it is when, you know, and you know, there's a saying that people at workplaces sometimes stab you in the back. Well, in improv, there's a saying, before we ever get on stage, we say, I've got your back. And that happens because you know that you both need each other in order for the scene to work. You don't know what's going to happen next. So instead of saying, what's in it for me, you're replacing that with, what can I do for you? How can I help you? How can I make things work for you? And when the person reciprocates that, that's when the teamwork happens, and that's when there's magic created, both at work and also in an improv scene. So you're going to be feeling that and knowing what it feels like to when someone truly looks after you and you are both in the same position. Hi, Harry. Good to see you. Cortisol is the fifth hormone that you're going to get in the improv class. And cortisol is interesting because it's often associated as being a negative stress hormone. But small amounts of cortisol is really beneficial for you because it helps you get shit done. It helps you prevent procrastination. It helps you improve focus, and it helps to improve cognitive function. So small amounts of cortisol is really beneficial. One of the modules that we're going to be experimenting with is called the procrastination crusher. So I'm going to give you tools that you can use in improv to stop yourself from asking, "Oh, should I do this? When am I going to do this?" And then you wait and wait and wait, and then the moment is gone. So you can then replicate these things into your own life whenever you are feeling that you're procrastinating, and you can just move through the procrastination. The more you do it, the more it becomes natural to you. So the class that I'm running is in 6th of August, 7-week course. But my vision is so that in 7 years, in 2030, that we are all going back to this sense of community. We're going back to where we belong. We are going back to our authentic selves. We have better control of how we want to feel because we're not relying on our phone to give us these fake endorphin hits, that we can find this within the connection that we build amongst ourselves and with the communities that we are contributing to. Because think about it, that communities is how we evolved, and communities is what I strongly believe that we need to go back to in order to be more fulfilled, to be happy, and to live the lives that we truly deserve. So that my vision is that just like you would see, fit and fast gyms everywhere on every single corner, there's going to be improv centers where you can go in, you can train your mental agility, you can train your cognitive performance, you can train your connection, you can train this sense of feeling like I am safe and I can do anything because improv got me here. I'm going to put the link in the description below, and I hope to see you. Have a wonderful day, guys.